everybody? Beyond Drew TV here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a big fun tour video for Zooton Tower. So for those of you who are not aware of what Zooton Tower is, this is a big collaboration project that I kind of not really took a hand in building, but mainly the community that's in my Discord built this amazing project that we're going to tour today. So I'm not going to do this alone since there is a lot to cover and a whole bunch of people have been having their hands on this. So I kind of had a commander, a captain, a second in command, whatever you want to call yourself. Wyatt Andrews Workshop. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey guys, and hello Drew. It's awesome to be here. Yeah, so I was sort of the right-hand man on this project because Drew was clearly too busy for me. But
I'm just too busy, okay.
He was I sort of took the lead on this project because I had noticed so many just collaborations in general in this game and other series had just sort of gone under, and I didn't really want to see that happen. So, just sort of whenever Drew was sort of unavailable or away, I just sort of kept the heart beating, the heart pumping, if you will.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, and we went through, just in total, I think we had 14 different builders. Yeah, and that's including the people who, either dropped out or did at the end or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, so we will see all their names later on. But yeah, overall we have 14 builders that helped do this project over the course of about just over a year, right? Or
yeah, so more. I think we started in February 2020 and then finished a couple weeks ago.
There you go. So, very nice. But yeah, let's not waste any more time because, as you can see, we filled up pretty much the whole map. Just about. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we first come in here, not to be overstated, we have some amazing infrastructure work that leads kind of into the outskirts of Zooton Tower. Because it's not just a zoo build, this is also kind of a town and, like I said, kind of infrastructure build. So yeah, who do we have here that did all this?
So Mr. Gomez, I think you did terraforming. That was the very first thing we did to the file. But then Mr. Gomez came in and did all of this incredible surrounding work. So he did these bridges. He did pretty much all of these roads, and then we'll see some more stuff he did as we go along.
Right, yeah, but I thought that was a really cool just kind of establishment of the quality of work you're going to see for this project, because it pretty much just goes up from here, or stays here, goes up from here, so cool. Then as we cross this main bridge into town, actually it's kind of fun, you can kind of see little bits of the zoo as you're crossing over the bridge right here. But yeah, we see our first big build here, and that is going to be Leaf's mini putt course.
I love this so much. This is so
cute.
Yeah,
there's so much character in this. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's a whole. I love the little dudes that he put in there too.
Mm-hmm.
The little mini putt guys. So yeah, there you go. Really cool little mini putt build.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, and then as we move on down the line, as we see the power lines start to form, we come into. Basically like Zooton Town.
Zooton Towner.
Zooton Town. Yeah, there it is.
But yeah, this is pretty much, well, actually no. Mr. Gomez laid all of this down, but some of the houses are by a few other people. I think Silent Member did one or two of them.
Right, yeah.
In the file, if either you or the person in the file wants to go check them out, there's like little signs next to each one. But yeah, he did this Cracker Barrel, this Beef Janky, all very, very Gomez.
Absolutely. This big old junk pile in the middle. It wouldn't be a Gomez build without janky junk everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. The gas station looks so good. All the little details in it. And this, you gotta remember, this was back, it was one of the first builds that we had done in this project. So this is, February 2020, so back before we had a lot of DLCs and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is all holding up extremely well for how early it was built in the game.
Right.
This is pre South America, pre Australia.
Now that's the thing, it's pre Australia and it still has all this rusted out look to it. Yeah, that's great.
Incredible.
Nice. So yeah, there is. We just came up with that name for it. Here's Zooton Towner.
Zooton Towner.
It works too well.
But in terms of surrounding context, we early on deduced that this place was set in or around the Smoky Mountains. to like Pigeon Forge,
Yes.
Tennessee area. So it would be competing with Dollywood.
Right. So it's a pretty higher budget zoo and higher project to really attract those tourists from all the major destinations around here. So before we're going to start to check out the zoo now, as you can see, but before we go to the entrance, I think we'll actually start with the veterinarian hospital here, the Zooton Animal Hospital. That's
Yes.
So this was a lot of Eben, correct?
Yeah, Eben did the exterior for this.
Yes. I love the modern look of this. It's really sleek.
Yeah, definitely.
And then also, there's no interior. I don't think there's an interior.
No.
That's fine too, because we can't afford an interior on a lot.
On a hospital.
But yeah, not to go overstate. Yeah, right. That no one's ever going to walk into. But not to be overstated, as well as the backstage work, which I often find more appealing and more entertaining than the building and stuff. Yeah. Oh, and of course, I almost forgot about in our backstage areas the Puffins, right?
Oh yeah, these little birds. I have no idea who added that, but
nope,
they're my best friend.
Yes, absolutely. I think there's a few of them spread out throughout the zoo, so we'll probably miss them, but everyone else keep your eyes out. But yeah, no, I love all the backstage clutter and buildings and everything. It came together really, really well, and it actually works like in game. There's actual like backstage facilities back here, so
it's really cool.
But yeah, definitely. So, but cool. Yeah, we want to show that off first because it's just on the outskirts of the zoo. And I think it's a cool thing too because it's obviously would be like public access, and I just think that's kind of a cool idea to have, public access animal hospital here.
Yeah,
right next to the zoo and everything.
So this parking lot was did by Moblung, God rest his soul.
Oh yeah, right. Like, I wonder where he went.
Where did he go? We miss you.
Such a great builder.
Come back, please.
Right. But yeah, so great job on the parking lot there. Then yes, that leads over to the entranceway here, and again, really sleek, modern, inspired entranceway here. And who did this?
This was also Moblung. Moblung did the parking lot, the entrance, and then the entrance plaza. We'll see coming up.
Yes, so came in, made a statement with this amazing build,
Absolutely.
And then
disappeared.
Yep. Oh well. So, and then if we go to the left, let's see here. Actually, we have a bit of an interior for the gift shop, so definitely gotta check that out.
So,
Volkmann's puppets.
Yes, that was something I threw in. So I think Moblung did a little interior for this, but it was with a lot of those older workshop items for the gift shop.
Sure.
So I think like back in like November, I just sort of came in and added a couple more of the more modern ones.
Oh, it looks great though. Definitely shout out to all the workshop item people, Goron and a few others who are always pumping out awesome gift shop items.
Yeah, and Keyboard Keeper for those plushies especially.
Yeah, that's right. He's doing a whole set around the world for all the different biomes.
Yeah.
But as we come in, as I was saying earlier, we have the list here of all the builders, past, present, and potentially future, for Zooton Tower. So yeah, shout out to everyone here. Myself, Eben, Moblung, Mr. Domez, Mealy, Carlos G72, Ranchmaster, Upgoat, Crocs, Lion, Dieter, Wyatt, Tobes, Wiser, Leaf, and Pink Sam. Some of those names I had to say a little bit higher pitch because I'm like, oh yeah, remember, so. But yeah, so shout out to everyone in the build team for your awesome work here. But yeah, let's take a look at this awesome, again, Moblung started entrance plaza, but I know a lot of other people had their hands in this plaza as well.
Mm-hmm. So I can tell you the layout for this was directly based on the San Francisco Zoo, because when I went last year, I was walking through the entrance and noticed the layout was the exact same, and I was like, Moblung, you son of a bitch.
You're just like, whoa. Deja vu. Wait, I've been here, but digitally.
Zooton Tower? Am I dreaming?
Right, yeah. Where am I at? That's awesome. And then we'll start off over to the left just because we're kind of close to it. But this is a Wiser project over here, right?
Mm-hmm. There's a functioning sundial.
Oh, it's so cool. There you go. See it actually working there. So really cool stuff from Wiser.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the grill over here. And who did this?
That was me.
That was you. Okay. Heck yeah. Got an awesome interior for it as well. Well, now, when did you do this? How long ago was this dated back to? If you can even pinpoint it.
I'm actually struggling to remember this one because I remember, I think it was like October,
we have
November.
Evans.
Yeah, Evans' little round
Evans thing.
HVAC unit.
There you go. So you said, November-ish. Nice.
Yeah, roughly.
And that's what's great about these long-term projects is that you can just do this, kind of go through and kind of be like, oh yeah, remember when this pack came out? And you kind of like tell when, Australia pack definitely came out for this pack.
Yeah.
Or, whatever pack came out for this build.
Totally. And then
nice.
Another compass from Wiser.
Yep. Heck yeah. And then we can... I think that's it for the entrance plaza. I mean, you did a lot of the gardening, right?
Yeah, there's a bit of landscaping around there.
Right. Nice. And then, we can actually officially welcome you into Zooton Tower. Ba-ba-wah. There we go. And right when you enter in, we of course have the very first animal you would hear, probably for miles away, are the flamingos.
So I think Dieter did this one, and then I came in and did some extra rock work.
Nice. Yeah, it's a great, traditional flamingo habitat. It's a great entrance habitat. So you have that, and then across from our flamingos, and yes, by the way, I will note that we are going to have the game paused for the whole time, just because I'm getting about 17, 18 FPS now with it unpaused. It's not the greatest. So
this file is freaking gigantic.
Yes, it's yes. Explore it yourself and unpause it yourself is what I'll say if you really want to see it that bad. But just picture the flamingos squawking.
Yeah.
But across the way from the flamingos, we have the awesome facade here, the awesome entranceway for deserts, and this is a U-build, right?
Yeah. So Moblung did pretty much the whole exterior and interior, but the entrance was pretty much up for grabs for anybody who wanted to. So I came in and did it, but then I came back and did it again. And this is the final result, and it's directly based on one of the Indianapolis Zoo, I think.
Nice. It kind of has that almost old style, like 90s, early 2000s look to it. Definitely. Built right to the side of a hillside, but and then as you were saying, Moblung did the interior here.
It's fantastic. So
it is. It's so cool.
Yeah, and it still holds up too.
Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and scare it. There we go. Get the lights off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I love the interior lighting.
It's so freaking cool. It's like
walk down this.
Eben mentioned this in the live stream tour that it's kind of almost unlike anything I've seen in like a real zoo or like a in-game one.
They're almost on like display, like an art gallery.
Yeah.
Like it's that downlighting or that spotlighting.
Yeah,
that's really highlighting them.
It's like borderline futuristic. It's really cool.
Right, absolutely. And then we kind of take going from that futuristic art gallery look. We'll turn the lights back on into the outdoor area, which Wiser went completely ham on.
Yes.
And just look at this as we come in here. So we go from that look to this almost tribal. I don't even know what.
Yeah,
Aborigine.
It's
type
definitely
look,
very heavily themed compared to the sort of very sleek, like we said, futuristic look of the interior.
So, but as we come out here, again, this is all Wiser, and he did a really good job. One with the implied animals, because we don't have any modded animals or any mods or anything like that in this zoo. So he did a really good job with that, but also telling a story as we're going through here.
So this area is based on a national park in either it's Botswana or Botswana would be too grasslandy. It's southern Africa. It's a desert in southern Africa.
Okay.
And the theme is just sort of how animals and humans sort of coexist in this very specific environment. So we have like a car with tortoises lounging under it.
Nice.
And then we just saw bat-eared foxes living under a house for shade.
Yes.
And we have all these different desert animals. It's really, really cool. And then
so not only does it look great, but you're actually going to learn something at Zooton Tower.
Yeah. We have like weaver birds on the telephone pole.
sitting in between there.
Yeah.
Nice. And then as you come up, we have this awesome, what is this? Just a quick shop or a quick snack shop, basically.
I think it's meant to be a restaurant, but
oh yeah,
it definitely gives me a lot of cafe vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. And then who did? Was this all Wiser
Yeah,
as well?
this was all Wiser. Before this was like an outdoor coffee shop that I had put down, but I didn't like how it looked.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's so cool that
I didn't like how it looked at all. So I just sort of I demolished it and let anyone build what they wanted here.
Right. Fair. Nice. And then if we come out here, we can either exit down that way, but actually what we'll do is we'll exit out of the Un Cafe here, and that will pop us out, just give everyone a frame of reference, right back near the entranceway to Desert, so not too far down. But so really, really nice house there.
Definitely.
And alright, do you want to go ahead and go to the right, and then we'll finish with Discovery Zone, or start with...
I think we'll actually, this time we'll do Discovery Zone first.
Okay. Do you picture, like, this to be the natural, flow route in Zooton Tower, or...
Well, I mean, I guess...
Because you know what I mean? Like, how it's not, official, but it's like, oh, everyone's going to the right, or everyone's going this way.
Yeah, because Discovery Zone is sort of functions as the zoo's children's zoo, and you're probably going to want to take your kids there first.
True.
So this would probably get the most foot traffic.
I think so.
I imagine.
Yeah. And it's really inviting, too, with your, leads into it, your Hall of Senses here. What's this, Wyatt?
So, the Hall of Senses was sort of my own brainchild. That there are like 5 senses themed exhibits, but none in zoos, as far as I know. So this is sort of, not to brag, but wholly original on my part. But I was sort of thinking of exhibits to design for a Discovery Zone section, and the 5 senses came to mind in sort of terms of like interactivity. So I looked into sort of like animals that we could sort of incorporate into each sense, and an exhibit hall was born called the Hall of Senses.
That is such a cool idea, and I said it during the live stream. I'm going to say it again. Any zoos, you can go ahead and contact Wyatt to buy that idea off of him, because it's such a cool idea for a house.
My number.
Awesome. So what's like? So we have what's that?
My number is.
Oh yeah, 555. So the first one, we have a site here.
Yeah. So we have a bunch of camouflaging, like sort of reptiles and insects, and then you get into the sort of more display side of the visual aspect of animals. And then this is the touch section. So you get the pangolin here, but you don't actually touch the pangolin. There's a wall if you turn around with the with the scales that you can kind of run your hands through. And then there's also a wall of like different pelts of animals that you can touch.
That's awesome. To stroke the furry wall.
And then on this side, we have the smell section. So we have an exhibit for binturong, which actually smell like buttered popcorn because they have a gland. I don't know why they smell like buttered popcorn. But
what the benefit in the wild is, who knows? But
their own personal enjoyment. But then, But then you have a little wall with buttons you can press to get a brief sniff of other animals and what specific foods they smell like.
I had no idea so many animals like secreted specific, smelling.
I had to like
whatever. Yeah,
I had to do like legit research for that because I had no idea.
Look
either.
At you!
I only knew the binturong smelled like popcorn because I had been to a zoo with binturongs and.
Sure.
Yeah,
and I'd never heard of any of these. The toad smelling like peanut butter, or the kakapo, that's smelling like honey. Like what? That's so bizarre.
I know.
But there you go. So nice, and then cool. So this leads. Here we go through the double doors to our almost like greenhouse section.
An aviary. So this is the
aviaries. Yeah.
This is the sound section. And the main stars are rainbow lorikeets that you can listen to with very little effort. But then you get into a froggy frequency section, which is a bunch of terrariums with buttons you can press to listen to what those sound like. And then
I almost imagine you wouldn't be able to hear them over the lorikeets.
Oh yeah,
constantly.
you'd really have to get in there.
Right.
But then you have the barrier breaker section with just sort of record-breaking animal noises.
I have heard of the snapping shrimp.
Yeah.
I saw it. Those are crazy.
Yeah, those are nuts.
So there you go. There's the Hall of Senses, but again, that's just such an original, cool idea for a house or a hall there.
Thank you, dude. And then
Nice, and then it spits us out.
This isn't actually the last attraction in the Hall of Senses because the only one left over is Taste. So this,
Right.
I imagine, would be a fair trade creamery with various ice creams that are sort of unconventional in terms of their source. So you would have like yak milk, goat milk, reindeer milk,
Oh,
and regular if you're a wuss and don't
yeah, you
want
want
to
to
try
whip
those.
out,
Yeah.
right? Come on, you're at the zoo. Be experimental.
Go wild.
Yeah. And then as we turn around, we have this awesome sign if you're coming in the back way for the Hall of Senses there. So, yeah, there you go. There's the entire Hall of Senses pavilion at that point.
Yeah,
Not
definitely.
just a hall.
Love me.
Cool,
love
and
me a
then-
good pavilion.
Absolutely. And then, oh, hey, we have Exorcist Monkeys.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm going to unpause it just so you all can kind of figure yourselves out there for a second. Or are you escaped? Like,
Oh no, they.
are you
I don't think they can.
no, he's just
Yeah, because they're just kind of under the bridge.
yeah, that's it. But so, anyways, yeah, that leads us right into Mealy's. Yeah, the Mealy's lemur section here.
Yeah. So I put like a little sign down for like anybody who wanted to, sort of just suggesting like a little monkey area for the Discovery Zone, and Mealy came in and knocked it out of the park with this very old-fashioned area for capuchins and spring-tailed lemurs.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it too. Old school or old style. It does look like it was here before they updated it or built around. Or yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. They built around this essentially, incorporated it in. So yeah, really good stuff there from Mealy. And let's head down the trail here. I think we mentioned it, but I'm not fully sure. If we didn't already say, Discovery Zone is the zoo's like children's zoo.
Yeah,
or,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
kids' zoo section.
Yeah.
So that's everything will be kind of themed to that.
Mhm.
And speaking of themed to kind of a kids section, we have Leaf's Family Farm, and yeah, you're very familiar with this area. So
So yeah, I did a lot of the landscaping for it. We've got like a little farm. But then Leaf did all of the he did this barn. He did all these pens for the goats and llamas, and then
yeah,
just below you, he did a little greenhouse where they would have, what was it on the sign? It was like gardening lessons.
oh yeah, gardening workshop.
Gardening
10:30.
workshop. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is so cool.
yeah, really cool idea. And then it's funny, we were kind of just talking about mods before we were recording. Now we can fill this lake here if we wanted to with actual mallards and duck mods and everything.
That was definitely really cool.
So, but yeah, really cool. I love that the barnyard. Cool. And then let's head down the American Safari. And just to note, this I'm not sure who did this sign. Do you remember?
This was Wiser.
Why? Okay, so this is not a billboard, by the way, everyone. This is definitely a in-game hand-built sign for the American Safari section.
And this is it's such a great. I love the sign because we wanted the section to look old, and I think that sign just sort of really hammers it in.
Absolutely. Yes, it looks like it hasn't been updated since probably the 70s or 80s at this point.
Definitely.
But that's perfect. And yeah, I think this section probably has the most implied exhibits as we're going through.
Probably.
There's just so many little exhibits like here and there that are just, most of them are implied.
Yeah, and then all of this ridiculous landscaping by Carlos.
Yes, which he's the best fitted to do this kind of terraforming.
Absolutely.
Holy cow. You feel like you're lost back here, but
Yeah.
through this forest trail. And speaking of dated, like, you don't really see this much anymore, but the railroad ties put into the ground, that's total, again, 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
And you get these awesome views, and if we remember earlier, I think this is where we spotted, or maybe it was over there, but yeah, you get these amazing views of, like, the highway and the river system here. billboards still aren't loading. I have them downloaded, but they don't load in unless you like manually place them in. But...
So if you download the file, we have a link on the workshop under it that you can go to and get all of the images and then just put them in the folder.
And hopefully they will.
Yeah, hopefully they'll show up. But if not, it's pretty easy to just in a few clicks just put them back on.
Yeah. So yeah, here we have our sheeps, our doll sheeps.
Yep.
Coming around another aviary. There's a lot of these, a lot of implied aviaries, but there. Oh, wild turkey, nice.
Yeah.
And remind me, who did a lot of this section that we're going through here?
So
I think there's a hodgepodge of a lot of people.
Yeah, this was like a huge collaborative effort between pretty much everyone. I don't think this was like untouched by anybody.
Right. Just give everyone a sense of what we have going on here. So yeah, we're kind of coming into the lower part of the zoo. We kind of start on top of a hill, and then it just kind of cascades down until we get to the river. So yeah, when you're down by the river, we're down by the lowest part of the zoo, essentially.
Pretty much.
So, but yeah, as we continue our way, I love all the picnic benches everywhere. Here's where I wanted to know. This really bridge
cool.
here.
Yeah, there's a cool jetty by Carlos.
Yeah, totally random. Like, we didn't ask him to put it in at all, but like when he sent the file back, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Ooh. Yeah, and the really cool canopy as well.
Yep, absolutely. And as we sneak around this way, we have, was this our bison? Or no, there's our pronghorn. Yeah, again, I just really love how dense the foliage is. You just really get engulfed by the woods here.
Absolutely.
And as we come over here, I always remember this area because of how great it looked and how we thought we almost had to lose this section because of like a 2-meter path bug that was going on or something.
Oh yeah.
But here's Carlos's. He does this he did this for S-Dan's build. He's done this for a few different people's builds with the walkway across the swamp or the. Waterway or anything, but I would love the 2-meter pathway method over here.
And I think this was before it was easy too.
That's what it was, yeah.
So this is
he did it.
Yeah, this is even more ridiculous.
Right, I think he did it, and then they came up with that update where you can do it in a matter of time. No time now.
Yeah.
And as I'm trying to keep everyone, if you haven't seen the zoo before, you're probably like, I don't even know where we're at right now, but I'm trying to keep it a little bit overhead at this point so you can kind of get a grasp on things. But a lot of old school habitats down here. Let's see.
That one is for cougars. That's probably definitely one of the oldest exhibits in the zoo.
Yeah.
We will very, very small.
There you go. Yep, very small, very... you can see all the industrial walls behind it and stuff. Yeah, it's very... And then if we go under here, really cool small exhibit. Not like a house, but I like the... I don't know what you call these, but the little roof piece over top of it. And as we come across here... Oh yeah, we're almost getting to the bug house. But first, let's take a look at the bison and other things.
Yes.
And the wolves.
Carlos did this wolf exhibit. Really, really cool.
Go. And then there's the was this the aviary as well?
Yeah,
the
Eagle Ridge.
Yes. Oop, get a little stuttering going. There we go. Yeah, and it's really just the landscape that everyone was able to play with, like the hillside. I think that really lent to some really interesting vistas and habitat.
Yeah, the fact that we like worked with the terrain instead of just flattening it, I think adds like a whole nother level of realism.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. So, but cool. So let's go ahead and head over to the bug house here. It has an official name. It's not just called Bug House, but yeah. So for the let's see. Camera is freaking out. Come on, there we go. For the Nagali Insect House, before going in, let's go ahead and take a look at what it is built into. Because this is essentially a big old mountainside that we built they have built the insect house into.
Yeah.
So not only that, but they've also built some paths, as you see here, that lead up on top of it as well. And I love that about it. This little It's almost like a hidden path.
Yeah, one of Carlos's little nature trails.
Yep. And as you come up here, there's even a Coati?
Koati.
That thing? Koati. But yeah, no, I love this little... Basically, they got a little secret hidden trail. Oh my god, I haven't been up here since we added in the...
oh, yeah. Whoa!
The skyway.
I've never seen...
That's such a cool view.
I've never seen that view before. That looks gorgeous.
Yes. Holy cow. See, look at us. We've been in this zoo a million different times, still finding new views and new areas.
Discoveries.
Yep. But yeah, it leads right up to a little secluded picnic area. So yeah, really cool. But what's probably even cooler is the interior here. So let's go ahead and head into the Nagali Insect House. So who did, so it's Eben on the outside,
yeah,
right?
Eben did all the exterior architecture, and then Tobbs did one of the best interiors I've ever seen.
Yeah, get ready for this. Skadoosh. Here we go.
Oh, it's so...
And I don't know, it's immediately like, oh!
Yeah. And the fact that he did it with no custom billboards either, even though I think they were available at the time.
Right. But no, he stuck with the, just making exhibit boxes look smaller, essentially. Which, there you go. Like, so yeah, just remember that these are all either hand-built or they're exhibit boxes just shrunk way down, or, you know, it's it's crazy how good it looks. But this kind of been a recent discussion on Bro Nation and other communities. Like, this is how, you know, bugs and other smaller creatures, this is how they should look.
Yeah.
Not those giant 4 meter by whatever boxes that we get. But yeah, I love this. Love the little education area we have here.
It's so good. And the little fonts used for all of the signs, or at least for the names of the insects, because I think those are just...
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, these ones.
Yeah,
the dead leaf. Right.
Like, I don't know if he made those or not, but either way, like, it would take so much patience to just get all of those names, and then the scientific names under those.
Right.
Like,
I think, you know,
I would have just used the little Australia signs for that, but he went the extra mile, and it looks so much better for it.
It does. Here you go. Actually, he posted a link. It's microfont, and yeah, it looks like he did make them.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, microfont from Tobes. Tobes W. So TOBSW. I'll remember to link it in the description down below. But if you just want to look it up now, microfont, one word, from Tobes W on the workshop for the itty bitty font. Because yeah, how useful is that?
I know.
All right, so let's go ahead and keep going in here. Speaking of that font, to see more of it, but yeah, just we were talking about the lighting earlier in the desert house, and you know this is drastically different. This is definitely like mood lighting, but it still works so well. And it's funny, ever since you mentioned billboards, like some of these, when I look at them, like that's a billboard, but then you're like, well, wait, no, that's actually
and the fact that
game pieces,
and the fact that he managed to like work on such a tiny scale, and like. Yeah, there's the fact that he managed to work on such a tiny scale, and like the lighting like didn't like pour out of each exhibit. I don't know how he did it, but it's incredible.
Yeah, this is a masterclass in lighting and interior design and everything.
Absolutely.
Here, so there you go. So Nagali House entry. There you go. All the little fun gift shop details. And alright, so that is, yes, that is it for the Nagali Insect House. That is a crown jewel for Zooton Tower there, for sure.
Totally.
Alright, now the fun part. We get to trudge our way back up the hill. But lucky for us, we have a drone, so we're just going to kind of...
We can fly.
We can fly. He can fly. He can fly. So let's go ahead and fly back up almost to... the desert house there, but we'll actually stop short and we'll go to, let's do Panda Trek.
Yeah.
So, yeah, who did, this was Crocs, right?
Yeah, this is Crocs' baby, Panda Trek.
And let's take a look at that sign, because this is another one where you got to keep the mindset of, this was done very early on in Planet Zoo's lifespan.
Yeah.
So, yeah, another crown jewel for Zooton Tower are pandas.
Absolutely.
Not just pandas.
Yeah, but I have no idea how we managed to afford pandas, but we have them.
Shh! It's okay. We got a grant from the government of Tennessee for pandas. So there you go. And then for those of you who have seen this before, because we've shown this off quite a few times in different streams and videos and stuff, we do have some new stuff over here, though. And you did this, correct? Or
no, this was Crocs still. He came back and did
this was Crocs too.
Yeah.
Okay.
He came back and gave us this greenhouse for Chinese alligators.
Oh, I love this. It's such a cool addition to it as well. Like, it almost looks like a Jurassic Park paddock. Like, added onto the... But yeah, so for those of you that haven't seen, we'll go ahead and take a look at all the exhibits that we have. Because like I said, there's not just pandas over here. It's kind of a whole pavilion, a whole section over here.
Yeah. So we got red pandas.
Somewhere in there,
yeah.
I'm sure. Oh, there they are. They're on the ground, so it confused me.
But then, when we built this, or when he built this, we had exhibits for clouded leopards and sun bears that had remained empty up until very recently, when we were blessed with the Southeast Asia DLC.
Yep. So this middle one here now has our clouded leopards. Somewhere, it might be in the inside.
They were when we did the live stream. They were climbing, but
yeah, that's right. Let's check. So yeah, this also has a really cool interior for it, and I love this big oval interior.
Totally.
So there's that, and then there's also a really cool exhibit with two different kind of viewpoints from it. So you have the ground view, and this is for the sun bear.
Yeah.
So you have the ground view here, which I don't see it in there either. But then you can kind of take the trek up the hillside here and get this really cool top view.
It's very cool.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. What's up, buddy? Go climb something. So yeah, big shout out to Crocs, because this is one of the... I think this is the first area that we officially put the done stamp on.
Yeah,
pretty for much. Zooton Tower. Yeah, definitely.
Like we...
oh, you know, I forgot the interior. Don't want to miss that.
Like we came in and like added like a few things here and there every now and then, but it was largely finished very early on.
How perfect is this?
Oh.
I love whenever the animals like work out like how you intend them to.
Yeah.
There you go. Keep eating. You guys eat for like 20 hours a day or something crazy like that.
There would probably be like a line down the block if that was happening in real life.
Right. Nice. So yeah, big shout out to Crocs for except for like you were saying, a few additions per DLCs. This area has really stayed intact throughout. It's really held up a whole bunch. So big shout out to Crocs there. Nice. Let's head on down the path a little bit more, and we were talking about finding that new view earlier with the Skyway ahead. Speaking of that, this is one of my favorite views. Right here as we come down. I love the Skyway. Seeing that as it dwarfs the skyline.
Absolutely.
But what we're going to do, I think we'll do kind of what we did in the live stream. We're going to skip over a good number of the stuff on our left-hand side for now.
Okay.
And we'll backtrack after we go look at Wings of the World. So let's follow the dinosaur tracks to Wings of the World here. And yeah, this is you're gonna be taking it away because this is all you, isn't it?
Yeah. So Ranch Master did pretty much the whole exterior for this.
That's right.
Yeah. So he did like these big glass domes, and then we all kind of just sort of worked off of that. But
yep, absolutely. So, but cool. Let's go ahead and head on in. And actually, you can kind of see. Here's the entrance right there. We kind of come into this Wetlands Habitat first off.
So early on, we had a birdhouse in the sort of planned species list for the zoo, but when we had decided like how old the zoo was going to be, so like early 60s, in terms of like opening date, we had sort of suggested a sort of like Epcot style pavilion. Yeah, so like big ridiculous glass structures and sort of very bright color palette, and I really adore how this came out.
Jeez, this is so good.
I know.
Yeah, everyone came together really, really well on that. I always like to point out, I think we pointed out during the live stream too, custom door. And
custom door.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
Custom door, gosh. And yeah, let's just kind of briefly take the path around, but you can just imagine how loud it would be in here with the running water and the birds and just the smells and the humidity. I always love the...
Absolutely.
You know a good Planet Zoo build when you can like feel how it would actually feel in there. So custom door.
Yeah, so that was the South America section, and now we're in the Africa section.
Africa, okay. People are going to comment down below, you didn't name the bird species. It's okay, just a lot.
A lot. Birds.
Birds, yes.
I've seen birds.
Right,
Then,
they have wings.
Then we get into the coastal gallery.
Oh, and this is my favorite part.
I think this might be my
Hands
favorite
down.
too.
It has to be. This is just like, oh, look at this. The lighting is just on, like, whatever that lighting color that you have for it is absolutely perfect. Oh, did I unpause it? I did unpause it. There we go. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'll unpause it because we were doing fine with it.
Yeah.
Unpause. But yeah, there you go. I can't remember who it was, but someone during this, they're like, oh, shoot, this was from Zooton Tower?
Yeah.
I didn't know that this was...
Yeah, this is all Wings of the World.
There you go. Oops. So yeah, that is the big, pretty much, big grand finale for Wings of the World. And then we pop on out. Boom, there you go. So yeah, that's really good job. So you and Dieter, right? Did a lot of this?
Me, Ranchmaster, and then Mila came in and then did a bit of the South America portion.
Gotcha. Cool. So, nice. All right, well, let's head on back down the path here. And we've been talking about it enough. We finally get to actually look at it in detail. But yeah, we have Zooton Skies, the custom built, if you can believe it or not, custom built by Upgoat, right?
Yep. Upgoat.
Yeah, from Upgoat. Yeah,
Upgoat
this is our
so much for this project. It's insane.
Holy cow. And it's such a short amount of time, too.
I
Like,
know.
y'all would see this and be like, oh, that had to take, like, a month. No.
Week.
No. Yeah, if that. Like, by, like, day 3 or 4, they were like, oh, does this look good? I'm like, what? Yeah, it looks great.
Oh, I put in a Skytram if you guys want that.
Yeah, I kind of had this idea randomly. Like, oh, did you? Okay.
Wow.
It just happens to be one of the coolest looking things in any zoo. But yeah, so here's Station 1. Here's Station 1. There's 3 different stations that we'll look at throughout, but yeah, I like to dedicate this as Station 1, so... Shout out to Upgoat for ridiculousness there.
And we have a little cassowary exhibit, so this was something I did on my last turn. Like, there was just this empty plot, and I was just like, okay, what do we put in here? And I was just like, okay, so we're between the island section and the wing section. I'll just throw in a tiny, old, bad cassowary exhibit.
Right. And, like, I know it's dedicated as a cassowary exhibit, but at least for my local zoo, I almost see this as a, what they would dedicate as, like, a, what's the word? Like a rotation.
Oh, absolutely,
habitat.
absolutely.
Like, for this year, sure, there's the cassowary, but next year it might be wombats, because reasons.
There's wolves in here this year. Where'd the cassowary go? It's like, don't worry.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
Right, it left, okay?
It left.
I like to note this. This is like the coolest placement of toilets. Just because it's like smacked underneath of the big desert biome and everything. I just thought it was a cool little placement for some toilets.
Yeah. That was another
But,
edition.
Yeah, that's right, it was. Yep. Let's go ahead and head into, brought to you by my family, the Island's Adventure here. So yeah, this is a kind of fun area where, again, a lot of people had their hands in. I kind of did an initial pass-through, or initial like layout with some buildings placed down, but then other people came in and kind of gave it some updates and everything.
Yeah.
So I think the only thing that's left over from what I initially did to start the area was, again, a lot of the layout, and then like this weird gift shop hut thingy here.
Yeah. And then the Outback Autos.
That's right, and then I always forget that I built that. The Outback Autos. Because why not?
You forget to the point where I'm not sure if you did build it, but I forget who did.
No, I did. Actually, now that you mentioned it, I did build it.
Okay.
So those are the 2 things that remain.
Perfect.
So. Nice. But yeah, as we come in, as if it hasn't been noted already, we're kind of in all Outback or Australian light, kind of?
Yeah, this is sort of meant to be the Oceania section.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there we go. We have, what are they, fairy penguins or blue fairy penguins? Yep. There you go. And then I love this treehouse up here that guests can actually go up into.
That took forever, the railing.
I don't want to know. It looks bad. You know, in the sense of, like, it looks like it was not fun to do.
Yeah.
So, awesome. And then, yeah, we'll go ahead and head down the trail here. And, yeah, who took over and redid this? Because I initially did this with the lemurs.
Yeah.
But someone...
So you did it, but then Crocs came in and did all of this insane netting.
Yes. Like, they were the insane person to do all the timing with the netting here.
Absolutely.
So good. So there's that. There's also some little interior bits, too, that shouldn't be overstated. Oh, and I forgot, there's a... what was this cat called? Oh, the Fossa.
Yeah, the Fossa.
Yeah. So I think it would be a really cool addition to have endgame, like, for real.
I think there's a Fossa mod coming up, so...
There is, yeah. Yeah, really cool small cat. Forest floor, yeah, still have these little interior bits here. And...
to the lemur walkthrough.
Oh, nice timing with the pause.
Yeah. I would actually press play, because these guys actually really climb around.
Yeah, they do. Yep. Nice. There he goes.
Ridiculously cool.
Right, and again, it's all, you know, done because of the netting up here.
Yeah.
And for those that can't tell what it's made out of, it's that African bunting. Yeah, the African disc bunting rope. You know, just like 1,600 times or something like that. But still. Nice. So yeah, really good stuff from Crocs. Go, and as we move our way down the trail here, some really cool architecture.
We get into the Southeast Asia section.
Yeah, the Dragon's Den.
Yes.
And that, if y'all can't tell, is going to be for the Komodo dragon. And this was you? Or?
Yeah. So I did the Dragon's Den. I'm trying to think. Yeah, because a lot of people had their hands on this. I did the archway for this orangutan section, and then Pink Sam did the layout, and then I also did that climbing structure.
Yep, that's right. What's in here?
But then Dieter also helped a ton with the backstage for the orangutan exhibit that nobody else wanted to do.
Yeah, that's not too fun to do, but it turned out really great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really, really good. So nice. I love the... actually, let me turn off Reshade real quick, because it actually... Okay, so it's... Reshade is making it look a lot more pink than it actually is, but I do like the light pink color that we have here.
It's definitely a unique choice, but I'm glad we ran with it, because it's definitely very cool.
Well, yeah, if you watch, you know, Eben and Mike and the Thermashot, you see kind of those pastel pinks and yellows and stuff in that too. A lot
very bold colors, to be sure.
Yes. You wouldn't see that stateside, probably.
Yeah.
And as we head down here, there's so many cool details as we go down this trail here. First and foremost is the water bridge here. But yeah, this leads around the tigers, right? Yeah. So yeah, this looks really cool. Love the lushness of it.
Absolutely. This was a collaboration between Crocs and Carlos, I believe.
Okay, nice. And yeah, there's two habitats here, right? Or
yeah, so the male and female are separate.
Yeah. So there you go. And it's so cool looking with how they made where the animal like moves through.
Yeah.
With the different terrain paints and the foliage work and everything. So, there it is. I was say I know there's a few in here. There's one walking around. Yeah, really cool. All right, let's keep going down the trail here. And again, this file is up for download for those of you that want to download it, because we are kind of going, you know, not too fast, but a little bit quick in pace. So there's a whole bunch of details that we are kind of going quickly over. So be sure to download it and check it all out for yourselves.
Absolutely.
As we come up to Khmer Gardens. Is that how you pronounce it? I think that's how you pronounce it.
So this was... So Leaf did all of like the props for this area, but then Carlos came in and worked his landscaping magic.
And you can tell right away, right?
Yeah.
It's just, yep, this is definitely a Carlos build. And And yeah, as we come in here, come to the center point. Oh yeah, I love this pavilion here. It's really nice throughout here. And yeah, that leads us back to the start. So that is the entire island adventure. Island.
Then
the backside.
The Australia house.
Yes. See, there's too much in the zoo.
It's too big.
It's too big. But yeah, here's the backside of the Australia house here.
Inside.
Yep. Around. There we go. Nice and orange.
Yeah, so this was all, so Tobbs did like that outdoor cage for the koalas, but then Eben did this whole interior.
Jeez, this looks so good.
I know.
Like, what a good use of all the Australia pieces.
Yeah.
And this too, like, what's in here? The snakes. Yeah, I like how you made it look like one exhibit, so it's one giant snake exhibit between it. Cool. And then come around here, you have our koalas.
I figure this is where they would be held during the winter.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then they have this whole outdoor like bit that I guess guests can walk through.
So yeah, I was going to ask, is that a common thing with koala habitats?
I actually have no idea. This might be like just an aviary. I'll have to ask Todd when we're done. But either way, it looks fantastic.
It does, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, really good stuff. And then it pops you out right here. Wow. So there we go. Now that completes the island's adventure section, which takes up a good portion of the zoo here. There you go. Here's a good whole look at it. Nice. And yeah, all right. Let's go ahead and look at the neighbor of Island's adventure next. That's going to be some food. I guess we've been touring the zoo for a while. It's time to sit down for a good meal at the Old Mill restaurant.
Yes. So the Old Mill restaurant this is all me, but before I had this huge like almost like national park lodge, but we sort of all agreed that it was like kind of a bit too big for the zoo in terms of just like overall.
Right, it didn't look bad. It just didn't fit in.
Overall scale. So I completely scraped it out, saved a lot of the interior that Eben did. Like he had made all of these like tables and chairs and just sort of general props. I saved all of those and made a brand new Old Mill restaurant that is a lot more sort of low key, a lot sort of like smaller scale, and I definitely prefer it to what was there before.
It has that really nice rustic vibe to it that just fits in.
I based like this specific part of it, like the blue building, directly on the Hungry Bear restaurant at Disneyland. I don't know if Disney World has that, but
no, I don't believe so. But that sounds really. Is it in California Adventure part? Yeah, nice.
In Critter Country.
And then over here we have the most themed zoo restaurants, or excuse me, a bathroom.
Yeah, the most themed bathroom of all time. And then this
basically
was
the zoo contracted out Imagineering and said, "Hey, can you build us a bathroom?"
Yeah. So this was based on a bathroom at California Adventure.
Absolutely.
It's a little fire watch tower.
And then I really like that they're not smokestacks, but just like they almost look like boat stacks, like those old like paddle wheel boat stacks or whatever. I like that those have stayed the entire time. So yeah, so there you go. There's your really nice little eating pavilion, the Old Mill restaurant.
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right, let's head back up the hillside here. So here's another entrance into the American Safari over this way. This is kind of what we skipped over when we took our drone flight earlier. But yeah, this just leads right back down towards the American Safari and everything. So I believe, is that the whole first half of the zoo done?
Yeah.
As far as the river? Yeah? Okay. So, yeah, we want to head back down this way so we can cross the bridge. And this was a big pivotal moment in the Zooton Tower build history when we... Whoa, I don't know if you heard that. There's a big thunderstorm happening outside my door, or my house. That's okay, we'll continue on. But yeah, this is a big pivotal moment for Zooton Tower history because, yeah, it's kind of the halfway point, essentially.
Finally crossed the river.
Yeah, we crossed the river. And here we go. And then as you come across here, get this awesome building to greet you. The Green Zoo Cafe.
Yes. And
And this was you and...
Yeah, so Upgoat did this whole exterior, but then I did this little like outdoor museum bit in the middle.
That's right, yeah. So let's go and start from the outside and work our way in here. But yeah, no, this is one of those builds that when they came forth, we're like, okay, I'm gonna build this, and we're all like, okay, sure, that looks cool. We're like, no one really knew how it would fit in, but then we saw it, and we're like, oh, yeah, that's really cool. Like, that fits in, like, really well, actually.
So, this is the beginning of Preservation Plains, which is kind of... So we had originally envisioned it as sort of a Columbus Zoo wild style, like drive-through safari, just like huge open paddocks. Mm-hmm. But I think what we ended up with is like wholly original and like better in my opinion. I totally agree. Adore the concept of like this sort of. At first, it sort of comes off as like a kind of standard post-doc area, but then it's like the sort of environmental theme with all of these like critically endangered species, and then all of this sort of modern futuristic architecture with all of these educational centers and fancy restaurants. Right. It's like something you wouldn't expect to mesh together, but it works so well.
That's definitely the thing. It's a lot of themes, a lot of ideas, a lot of quote-unquote traditional zoo ideas kind of flipped on their head, but just thrown together, and it fuses together really, really well.
Absolutely.
And yeah, again, this is just kind of a really cool building to kind of introduce Preservation Plains, just because of the architecture's a little bit out there, a little bit different, but you know, on the inside, you still have a traditional like zoo exhibit or something like that. So.
Yeah. So I was thinking that that middle portion with all of the outdoor exhibits would be kind of like a natural history of Tennessee specifically. So like, oh nice. So like that skeleton is like a mastodon, and you have the sandhill cranes as those sort of like metal bird statues, and then there's like a little sign about those. And that sort of ties into the environmental theme of the area.
Right.
And then
that's really cool.
Yeah, and then something we missed on the way on the bridge, there's little signs for...
Oh my gosh, yes.
Little signs for, like, different extinct animals, but, like, recently extinct animals, so, like, the past few centuries. Right. So you have, like, the dodo, and what else do we got?
The black rhino.
Yeah.
Passenger pigeon. The quagga?
Yep.
Quagga. Let's see, the wara. The
stellar sea cow.
Yes. The Tasmanian tiger. Let's see, Atlas bear. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Yeah, so that, I think Lion did that and the bridge, and it's just such a genius, like, sort of like a cold open for the area. Just sort of like setting the tone a little for like the sort of recently extinct species at like the hands of humans, and just sort of, yeah, it's incredible. I just wanted to...
really good lead in to the Preservation Plains. No, yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out because I forgot
Absolutely.
That all the time. So, but yeah, as we come into Preservation Plains, the first thing we see are giraffes. Actually, let me unpause it for this because it'd be cool to see them walking around.
Yeah. So, a lot of these, like the majority of these yards were done by Lion. And he employed his classic Lion style. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just sort of generic, but in a good way.
Right. It's really hard to capture because you see a lot of people, they're like, oh, I built a realistic zoo, and it's like just the plain like in-game flexible-colored wood wall. It's like you're on the right track, but it's not this. You know, this is generic zoo, which is very, very hard to build and capture for. And yeah, he always smashes it, especially his backstage areas are always just on point.
100%.
So there is that, and then let's keep going down the trail here. Love the little outshoot here. This little boardwalk. Get these great views looking down the river.
Yeah, and
again, as we mentioned earlier, all the skyway is just always dominating the skyline.
And then Lion always kills it with the custom railings and custom fences too.
Yeah, right? That's awesome. And before we go see more animals, let's make another pit stop real quick, because this is a really cool building. So yeah, there you go, little quick service area, and it's actually all custom, so guests won't come up and use it, but
oh yeah,
who cares?
I forgot this had
because it looks really good.
I forgot this had an interior.
Yeah, he just did the little trick to keep the people there.
Yeah,
fooled me. Nice. So there's that, and then let's keep going down over to the Savannah area. And the Savannah, boom, there you go. That leads up to a big ol' Savannah.
Absolutely.
And he does such a good job with turning what should be, I don't know how to describe it, just like a very plain looking area, but just putting the right amount of dead foliage and dead trees and rocks here and there.
Yeah.
To really make it look realistic. And then right in the middle there, we also have a Zooton Skies.
So that's the final station.
Skyway. Yes. And then hooked up to it, I always pass by there. Hooked up to it is another coffee bar. So coffee bar restaurant.
So this was another one of Upgoat's buildings. Very sort of sleek and modern. But still fits perfectly.
Yeah, and that's what we were saying, like, where there's just so many like ideas and themes and everything that are fused together in this whole area. But they all meld together really, really well.
Totally.
He's really cool. Love the lighting in here. So there's that, and if we spin around from there, we get some more habitats here, kind of tucked away. And this is where, if you've followed, this is all Lions still, right?
Yeah.
With the cheetahs and everything. Yeah, if you follow Lions builds at all, you will be able to tell right away, because he likes to go crazy with the eelgrass, but it looks so good.
We were talking about how now we have even better grass, but you can't just go back and undo all of this.
Right, he's got to take the new Africa grass and replace it with the eelgrass.
Yeah.
It'll look even better. But here we have our Cheetah Run. For the zoo. So, and then back here, I can hear them in my headphones at least. There they are, the camels.
The camels.
And this was you, right?
Yeah.
Threw these guys in?
Yeah. So this was sort of just an empty spot that I ended up filling in one of my later turns. So this is kind of like the sort of Asian plain section with the dulls and the camels. And then there's a little yard for the Saiga Antelope, which is a very, very endangered species that is probably not going to be on like too much display, as you can see.
Right.
And
you only have one little section.
Yeah.
In there.
And Upgoat did this yard.
That's really cool though, because I mean it shows that it's the zoo's still trying to. Its main focus is the animals, so sure you can look in here, but we don't really care if you can see it. That's not the main focus of that yard.
Absolutely.
Cool. And then as we head back down this way, just a lot of foliage on that side, but you still get these great views of the Savannah. And speaking of the Savannah, I don't want to miss all this stuff on this side. We have the bridge that leads back to the hoofstock yards.
I really love the bridge sort of going over, and then you get to see a little bit into the sort of backstage. It's really neat.
Absolutely. Yeah, a little peek behind the curtains. And then also over on the right-hand side, what did I miss over here?
The
I think it's another yard.
Yeah, the greater one-horned rhinoceros.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. There it is, animals walking around. And yeah, we always note the we always love the shade structure.
Yeah.
It's so simple, but it adds so much.
Absolutely. Another great one by Lion. Then you get to the cheetah's main yard.
Right. There you go. And then, yeah, where we kind of started with, which was the Cheetah Run. So, yeah, there you go. And then that kind of takes up Preservation Plains, which is funny because Preservation Plains is about the same size, maybe a little bit smaller than the other side of the entire right side of the zoo, but there's only like 3 habitats or 4 habitats or something over here. but that was gonna happen whenever you have a Savannah habitat that has to take up a whole bunch of room there.
Totally.
Cool. All right. Did I miss anything of whatever on this side?
I don't believe so.
Okay, I don't think so either. But again, we probably did. But that's why you all need to download it. And
yeah,
you're just getting an overview here. Oh, and you know what? We did it last time too. We forgot to look at the station. Here
oh yeah,
the second station technically.
We saw it across the river, but
right. Well, it's so well hidden when you come over here with all the foliage and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hidden back here, but yeah, you get these great views of Zooton skies. But this is, yeah, like we were saying, technically station number 2, the middle point that drops you off on the other side of the river here.
Yeah.
I love how it's up on the hill here, so you get these really cool cascading like stairways and views everywhere. Don't forget, everyone, #fly. Like that, those kind of little details like that. That's the realistic bits that push it over the edge. Whew. All right. I think, reluctantly, that we saw everything, quote unquote.
I think so too.
So, yeah, there you go, everyone. Not sure how long that took, but there is the full tour of Zooton Tower. We did a quickened version of this for a live stream, but we figured that we should probably get a full version for those of you who have never seen this before. So, but yeah, so there you go. Again, big shout out to all the builders, all 14 of you. Thank you so much for your hand, and you know, if whether it was a little bit like you just did, you know, one habitat, or you placed down one bench, or if you did, you know, several sections of the zoo and stuff like that. Still, thank you so much to everyone that helped build this project.
Absolutely.
So, and then, yeah, as we were saying this whole time, if you would like to, and you think your computer can handle it, because I get these comments that are like, hey, the zoo's been loading for like an hour and nothing's happened. It's like, well, you might not be able to handle it. This is a big project, everyone. As you can tell, there's a lot of custom builds, you know, hundreds of thousands of pieces, foliage work everywhere. So, yeah, if your computer can handle it, definitely download it, check it out, look at everything in detail, and you know, it's up on the workshop now for you all to enjoy there. So, future plans, because I know people always like to ask, we will be doing another community zoo very shortly. I'm kind of in talks with a few people to make the map now, so if you're not already, join up on my Discord. There'll be links down in the description for that, so that you can kind of build in the next group and everything. And Wyatt, what are you up to? Because I know you're not going to be joining us for the next community zoo. You put your heart and soul into this one, so that's
sadly,
fair. That's absolutely fair.
Yeah, sadly, I am a bit spent on collaboration projects and managing them, so I will be moving on. But I've got a ton of stuff going on in my main project, Orwell Zoo. I'll be collaborating with a few others on their own projects, so, you know, just generally stay tuned. I don't have any sort of huge announcement just yet, but...
Right. You'll be in the community, though.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Definitely. So, but hey, all right, I think that is now officially going to close this chapter in the Planet Zoo history books, I guess you'd say, for Zooton Tower. We're going to go ahead and close this chapter. Excuse me. So, again, just to reiterate, thanks so much to all of the builders that helped out during this. Thanks to everyone who gave their suggestions, even if you weren't a official builder. A lot of people gave suggestions on the Discord channel. Again, shout out to Wyatt there. Be sure to check out his channel and builds and everything. Thanks so much for kind of taking the reins on this project. And... yeah, thanks to all of you for viewing, liking, subscribing, and all that fun stuff, I guess, to the project and to the channel. So, cool. Hey, thanks so much, everyone, for hanging out. Always do appreciate it. And yeah, we will catch you all in the next video.
Bye, guys.